Today I'm going to be sharing some tips and tricks on how I go about doing my top end nowadays. It's a trick that I found that really helps me saving time. I used to spend a lot of time searching shaker loops, shaking and stuff. Like it's okay sometimes, but sometimes I find that process quite annoying, and you need a lot of processing for it to sound thick, like with textures and drive. Otherwise, the loops by themselves feel empty and thin. So one way I found to do this is using white noise and a wave shaper. We can use Ableton's wave shaper, but we can use any wave shaper you want. We're going to start with an instance of operator, but you can use pretty much anything that produces white noise. And when we have white noise sounding. We want to take out this filter because we need the high end of the sound. We're going to go to the envelope, and we're going to do like a shaker shape, which is a little bit of attack, short decay. And now we got something resembling a shaker. Now we're going to cut out the lows. And now we're going to drive some pattern. We're going to go here and drive 16 notes. We're going to drive this 16 pattern with a velocity, so it changes the volume. And we can go further and change the length of the notes. With Alt and click, you can get it a little bit off grid. It's really cool to do that because it gets a more humanized feelings on things. So now I got kind of something that it's okay, but I would like to take this further. It's not enough. Like I feel it's empty. It lacks textures. It lacks power. So I'm gonna give a little bit of a spread to give a little bit of stereo width. And now I'm gonna search for the saturation plugin, which is this one over here. Where is it? Saturation. And we're gonna go and select wave shaper mode, which is this mode. We're gonna go kind of minus 12 dB and plus 12 dB of drive to compensate for the volume, so we don't hurt ourselves and our ears. And now we're gonna start playing with this. I'm gonna lower the drive over here. I'm gonna up the bass and get this frequency to grab all the frequencies. This is a kind of a filter. Get a little bit of width. And now when I start playing with these parameters, we're going to start to feel this effect, giving crispiness to the sound. And this is really cool. This is what we want. We want this crispiness in the sound. So now we can start playing. With the envelope, and we already have a really cool crispy sound. We can take this even further. We can group this in a drum rack. Okay, we change this to operator, and we can add like accents. We can use samples right now. Like we can go like search for shaker samples, for instance. It doesn't really matter. We're gonna use a couple of accents, and their accents are now going to be processed the same way as the white noise. So I can get this accent. And since the distortion, the cool thing is that whenever you pass something through a distortion, it alters the dynamics, so it gets really dynamic, gets really crunchy, and gets really crispy. And now you can use it in the song, and it's gonna be really cool. Other thing that you can do as well is you can now play. You have the operator and you have the decay, and you can play with the decay time. so it gets even more dynamic. So this is going to be really cool because it alters the dynamics. So listen.